going to show you 4 different varieties of Monstera Deliciosas. This plant you'll find at your local nursery. They'll label as Monstera Deliciosa, split leaf philodendron, Swiss cheese plant. Pretty basic, pretty standard. I have 3 cultivars. And the first cultivar that I'm going to focus on here is the Monstera Deliciosa Thai Constellation. This one you've seen in my previous video, my very first video on YouTube. Here's an update. It's finally grown. It has a new leaf. This leaf is awesome. This plant really enjoyed the outdoors. Right as summer hit, I brought it outside and it gave off a new leaf. And this leaf is becoming larger and has the holes. So it seems happy. It's not smaller and reverting into a plant without splits or perforations. Next plant. This is the cultivar Albo Variegata, Monstera Deliciosa Albo Variegata. The reason why it's called Albo Variegata is because the white variegation that it has. So Albo Variegata, this plant, white variegation. As you can see, it has experienced some burn. White variegation tends to burn easier in my experience. The white portions of the leaf burn easily. So this plant I have in a indirect sunlight situation so that the white variegation doesn't burn. Also, if you notice, this plant's not like the ones that you see on Instagram or on the internet. It has less variegation than most other plants that are being sold on eBay. If you have more variegation in a plant, for example, especially Monstera Deliciosas, they tend to grow a lot slower. Since I bought this plant, purchased it in March, it is July, it's put out 2 new leaves for me, and it has a 3rd one coming in here, and this 3rd leaf has a lot more white than its counterparts. But it's doing great. I'm happy with it. It doesn't need any more white than it does. Same with society. Anyways, so this plant I bought off eBay, came in with 3 leaves. There was a 4th leaf developing when it was shipped. However, due to packaging and transit, the leaf started to rot, and now I only have a petiole coming in rather than a leaf and a petiole. Some care tips on the Monstera Deliciosas that I would recommend are to let your plant dry out, not completely, but let it still be moist slightly. Before I water my plants, or my Monsteras specifically, I allow them to dry out and still be slightly moist, and then I'll water them completely so that it drains to the bottom of the pot. Second care tip, I would recommend you to have your Monstera Deliciosas in indirect sunlight because, again, as we've seen in my plants, if they get direct sunlight, they experience burn, especially on the portions that are variegated. Third tip, I would say do not overwater. It is so easy to overwater plants, especially when you don't have that many plants, or you just love your plants so much and you think that you can douse them in water and drown them because that equals growth. Wrong. 4th care tip, one that we often don't think about much, is wiping and cleaning our plants. We love to look at it, we love to let it grow and add water to it, right? But we often forget to wipe down the plants. So what I like to do is I like to have a microfiber cloth on hand at all times. After a few weeks, once a week, once every 2 weeks, whenever, just make sure to look at your plant leaves and wipe them down. The reason why is because if you get too much buildup on the leaves, it can't transpire through the pores and it can't collect sunlight as well to create photosynthesis, again, energy for growth. If that happens to your plant, it's going to die. 5th and final care tip. For Monsteras, people are probably wondering what kind of potting soil I use. I personally use Miracle-Gro moisture control, and then I add perlite to it. 1 part perlite, 4 part soil. The reason why I add perlite to it is because I am a little heavy-handed on watering my plants. I have over 200 plants, so a lot of plants are transpiring, keeping the humidity pretty high in my place, which is why I have to add more perlite. So, taking care of plants, very situational. You have your humidity, you have your sunlight, and you have your human who's taking care of it. So just be mindful of that when taking care of your plants, or specifically your Monstera Deliciosas. That is it. Like, comment, subscribe.